On our live chat. That's awesome. Hey, Paul, how's it going, brah? Go ahead, Brian.
All right, we're that was it. Sorry, I was looking for Toner to do the countdown with his hand there. I missed it. Sorry, that was on me.
I'm not.
It's Thursday night, and we're here with satire and salty language from our studios in the suburbs of Detroit. This is HBL Radio Nation. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
Diane, I know that you have a few things to talk about tonight, but there's something I wanted to jump into right away, and it's rather important and it's rather serious. Never. But I was a little destitute because of losing power last week and being out for 4 days without it. And, we lost all our food. We lost everything pretty much. And luckily I contacted the Republican Party, and they sent us a care package to get us through the winter. Apparently it's a single fucking Big Mac and a goddamn water. So thank you, assholes. Water too. Shitty warm water. What the fuck? 2 pallets of water, motherfucker. That's all you brought to East Palestine? Did you know that the average family with 2 kids is going to go through that in a fucking day?
Yeah.
Douche nozzle. Sorry.
I know.
That's it. Over to you,
No,
Guy.
you're
I know that you
absolutely
had some
right.
stuff that you wanted to take up. But
No,
before we
you're
do,
absolutely right. Let's just continue with that for a minute, because I'm sorry. What a pathetic display.
Yeah.
First of all, he found out that that area is 70% or like 80% white, 75% on food stamps, or what do they call it? What's that thing? It's not even food stamps anymore.
entitled. The entitlement programs, they call it.
What's that program they do now? It's not called food stamps. It's called something else.
SNAP?
Anyway, yeah, SNAP. And then 75% of them voted for fucking Trump.
Yes.
Of course he's gonna go there. He's got nothing better to do besides play golf.
Everybody there loves
fuck with your brain.
Everybody there loves him. Before we do anything else, really quick, we keep doing this every week because it's atrocious to us. As of this week, as of right now, the mass shootings in the country of the United States of America is up to 95.
In how many days in the year?
Well, we just turned the second day of the third month, so there were only 28 days in the second month, so the 28, 31. So that's 61 days. 61 days, 95 shootings.
Now we're getting up to 3 times a day.
Over
It's
one particular weekend, we did have 3 shootings each day of the weekend: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes.
if anybody's not infuriated by this, I
I've
don't
been
know how to.
infuriated by
Then
the NRA,
if you're not
and the NRA
infuriated
holes
by
for a long
this,
time.
then fuck you. You are not a patriot. You don't give a fuck about this country, and you don't give two shits about children. You're not pro-life. You can suck my entire dick from here to Toledo. So go fuck off. I'm sorry. Am I fired up today?
Oh, that's fine. You go for it. You go for it. That's you be as fired up as you need to be, because
Well,
they can suck my balls all the way to
today-
Toledo.
Symbolism. What is the symbolism?
Today, I witnessed a few things on, Twitter that were released by, court filings and other things. And I woke up to today, I've watched a young man in the back seat of a car be pulled out of it and shot and killed by police at an elementary school on the grounds in front of his mother while he was trying to pick up his little brother. He had pills in his pocket and he wanted to put them aside because he even said to the police before he was pulled out of the car, I'm kind of afraid of you guys because I've been beaten down when I was complying and said I wasn't complying.
Right.
And what the fuck happens on an elementary school ground?
Stop resisting.
Stop
resisting. Stop resisting.
While
That's
he's
not
trying.
a thing.
I'm
That's what they
sorry.
do. Sorry, go ahead.
Shot and killed on an elementary school ground in front of his mother while he's trying to pick up his, underage,
Murdered by
little
the
kid.
police
On school ground.
in front of
For
kids.
what? For what?
And
Can
not
you-
complying.
I can't.
Not
I
giving
can't.
into
I
their
can't.
thimble full of drunk power.
I can't.
It's
I've
nuts.
watched a high profile. I don't want to name it because I don't want to get, screwed off. For saying disinformation, so I won't mention names. But I watched some high profile sports figure beat the shit out of his wife in front of their child, their baby.
Yeah, I saw that. That was terrible.
And the judge only gave him 6 months in jail. This shit is going on fucking daily.
Whatever happened to you weren't a man if you hit a woman? What happened to that saying?
He threw her several times into the fucking TV. And
I
the
know,
kid
yeah.
is sitting there. The
Unnecessary.
cat is running around freaking out. And she's like, please stop, please stop. And he just... And the judge gives him 6 months? Are you fucking kidding me? This has been a week of fucking outrage for me. You've got the whole thing with Fox News going on saying that, in
we
court
lied,
filings,
but so what?
in court filings, but they won't even report it on Fox News.
'Cause
So
it's
they're
not
still
news.
keeping their
They're not a
goddamn,
news channel. That's why.
they're still keeping their viewers in the dark. I'm like, I'm so infuriated today. I've been spitting nails all day. Brian, what do you think? You saw some of the stuff that I saw. I'm sorry, I'm
seen
still sick.
some insane things.
so-
Yeah. I've seen some fairly decent things in the past week, though, that I do want to talk about. A little bit of.
What do you think
positive
about
thing.
what I just said? About all those issues I just said?
Oh, are you kidding me? What do you think that I feel about those? Of course, I agree with you 100% across the board. The athlete who was throwing his wife around, first and foremost, like I said, whatever happened to the concept of you're not a man if you are slapping a woman around? That needs to be reinstated. People need to re-embrace that. We need to actually look into making that happen. But also, The guy's a fucking athlete. He's gonna. I could go on an entire rant
He was
about how
picking her up
crazy it
and
is,
throwing her around like a rag doll. I was
how we
like
hold
this.
athletes up like they're some kind
I
of a
was
god.
like,
And
I
this
was like
guy's a
this
piece
the
of
whole
shit.
time.
He's a piece of shit because of the way that he and there's a couple others. We had Jeru Campbell, wasn't that the high school football player who was here in Michigan who body slammed a security guard. They sent him to like an over the weekend thing in juvie, and that when they let him out, do you know the first thing he did after they let him out? Like within a month, beat the shit out of his girlfriend in the same hallway on film. He still has a football career.
What was that football player who had the dog fighting thing here in Michigan?
That was started
Michael
with
Vick.
a D.
Wasn't in
No,
Michigan.
Michael Vick. Yeah, Michael Vick.
Michael
That's what
Vick.
it is. Yeah, of course
Michael
I'm right. It
Vick.
started with a D.
Michael Vick is now a commentator on
Should
Fox
never have had a
News
career
during
after
the
that.
goddamn Super Bowl. I
Yeah.
almost had a goddamn coronary. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Putting this asshole.
Send you the full coronary meltdown.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is sending me into coronary meltdown because guess what? It is fucking insane. The
Because
way
they're
we are
proving
going, the path we are going down is insane.
And they're just proving that if you're a privileged white male or a privileged athlete, somebody that white males, for whatever reason, hold up on a pedestal because they're going to make you money in your sports betting the next week, your sports ball betting the next weekend there.
Have you been
These
watching the
guys are
Murdoch
assholes.
trial? The murder
Murdoch.
double.
Yeah, I wanted to mention something about that. It's really interesting to me because the
Motherfuck.
guy's
I've
name
been
is
watching
Alex Murdaugh, but everyone pronounces his name Alec Murtaugh, and I don't get that. I don't know where the hell that's from. It's Alex Murdaugh. Alex Murdaugh
Murder.
is a third
Murder.
generation of people who controlled basically the Attorney General's office, and they controlled
For
all of the attorneys
for-
in about
for
a 5 county
decades.
area.
His family controlled
Yeah.
the law in that town for decades.
For generations.
Yeah,
3 generations.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Generations.
3 generations the Murdaughs did everything there. This asshole got a pill habit, probably from listening to Rush Limbaugh, who, by the way, there's a good piece of information.
Ugh.
Rush Limbaugh is still sober today. But he probably picked it up from old Rushy. And he started popping the Oxycontins like crazy. And he developed such a pill habit that he started embezzling from all of his clients in the cities and the counties that he worked
know
with.
all this.
And
Do you think
that's
he's
why
guilty,
his
yes or
family
no?
found out, and that's why he killed him. That's why he's guilty, yes.
I watched body language experts
Mhm.
tear apart his
Keep in mind, he's an attorney,
testimony.
so, yeah.
Pardon me?
Keep in mind, he's an attorney. Yeah.
Oh, I know all about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely fascinated. First of all, I'm fascinated by body language experts who study the wrinkles in your forehead, and if you
When they
scratch your nose, or if
microexpressionism,
you,
when they blink and when they look up to the left or up to the right.
if they
I
blink
studied
too
that
much,
a little bit. Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, it's fascinating because when you look at Sidney Powell saying, "Oh, dead people voted her eyeballs are blinking like 1,000,000 miles an hour the whole fucking time." Why? Because she's lying like a motherfucker. And it's like, this whole murder trial reminds me of Donald Trump saying, "I can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it."
Yes.
And he is the epitome of a rich kid, just like Trump, just like Jared Kushner,
Mm-hmm.
just like
You're right.
Elon Musk, just like all these other motherfuckers
Beyond
who are
privilege.
beyond privilege, beyond second generation rich
Mm-hmm.
kids. They are insane.
Yes, because
They
they
have
don't
been
have a real reality. They have their
They
own
have been
reality.
treated like they don't have any consequences. And
Yeah.
just this week, I saw a video of a woman who had her 4-year-old son on the beach, and she was criticizing a woman who had a 13-year-old girl on the beach, and she was wearing a bathing suit. And the 4-year-old was staring at the 12-year-old, and she's like, the mother of the son said, Don't
be a creep
don't
like your daddy.
don't accuse me if he becomes a rapist in the future, because your child, your daughter's walking around in a bathing suit at 13. There's a video. It's on HBL.
Is her name Karen?
It's on HBL Radio Nation feed.
Yes.
No, there's a lot. You got to go back. You got to go back a week. You got to go back a week. I've been putting shit on there all week. Just look at the beach video. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. No. Go back. I don't know. I can't help Tony. He's got to find it himself. Anyway, it was the most horrendous thing because she is teaching her son that what he does has no consequences. That it's okay to look at and objectify and fuck around with women with no consequences. How about she should have pulled her son aside and said,
Don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep. Instead of berating the woman who was the mother of the daughter, and the daughter's just trying to be a kid.
Yeah.
And she may be 12, 13 years old. You know what happens when you're 12, 13 years old as a fucking young woman?
I don't, but yeah.
I'm sure everybody in the audience can imagine.
They can figure it out. Yeah. But think about it. That 4-year-old was probably raised in a crazy extremist Christianity
Look at
type
what the mother
family
was saying.
where he never saw a female's body before, probably. They're probably Amish or whatever, wearing the,
For fuck's sake, they
fucking
probably
potato
walk around
sacks.
naked, fucking in front of their children, and that's why the kid is obsessed.
That's the other extreme aspect of it. Yeah, possibility.
That's what I thought first thing.
I went with that the kid's never seen that before, so he's interested.
No, the kid's seen it too goddamn much and been exposed to it too goddamn much and can't get enough already. You remember, 10 years ago, before Trump or whatever, dudes were like, I'm so addicted to porn. I jerk off 15 million times a day, and I'm breaking my dick because of it. Do you remember any of that? Do you ever hear anything?
No, I've never heard that before. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a thing of our youth today. They can't get enough of porn, and they're jerking off so much they're wrecking their dicks.
I'm sorry to laugh, but I haven't heard that before.
Oh, look it up, honey.
They're jerking their dicks into a wreck nowadays. Well,
they're jerking their dicks into oblivion, and they can't even get hard anymore as young men who should be.
There is a study that I heard about on the radio a long, long time ago, and the study was all about how the more pornography you're exposed to, the more you can only get aroused with it playing. So the more that you look at porn, the more you need to look at porn to make anything happen.
It's an addiction.
I heard that early, so I took that as kind of
addiction.
I prefer the real thing, so I'm not going to look at porn too much. I'm going to look at porn and hey, I'm a red-blooded American male. I'm occasionally going to look at porn.
Oh, Jesus.
But I'm not looking at it every day. I'm not jerking
Tony,
to it all
do you
the time.
look at
That's
porn?
ridiculous.
No.
And it can desensitize you. And when that happens, you start having problems. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Oh.
So, yeah, and as speaking
but
of
they're just jerking it into oblivion for porn nowadays,
everything, sexualizing everything. I'm sorry, I have to call out the right
Stop
again.
saying that, please.
What? I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
You're not sorry
Scream
for
it.
calling out the right. We want to call out the right. You call out the right.
You scream out, I'm sorry, the drop. Where's the drop?
Is it a Billy drop?
No.
Oh.
It's funny. There you go. That I have to call it the right all the time. They are obsessed.
Yeah.
They are obsessed with children's.
What's going on in children's
And
pants?
everybody's genitalia. They are. It's freaky. It's fucking weird. And all I see every time I turn around is a new, pedophile being, outed
Mhm.
by, because there's been criminal charges, and it's Christian
atrocious.
people, it's Christian pastors,
Yeah.
pastors, pastors, and these right wing radical whatever white male cisgender, they are doing it. I never see an article where
About a drag queen.
it's a drag queen or a transgender person.
Right.
And
They just want to go to the bathroom to poop. They don't want to look over the wall at your kid.
And the hypocrisy is off the charts when this asshole, I forget where he's from, like Tennessee or some other bullshit. He's like, oh yeah, I'm against that. And then it shows up that he dressed like that in 1970 in high school in a dress
Yep.
and pearls.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then I don't know if you know who Trey Crowder is. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He did a great thing on it. He's like, oh, it depends on who the man in the dress is. If the man in the dress is hetero, it's okay. But if the man in the dress is gay, it's not okay.
You know,
And
a
it's
long
such a-
time ago, they said the same thing about blackface.
Well, and I didn't say it the way he did.
No, you
You
said
know
it
what I mean,
perfectly.
but-
You said it incredibly, well, yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
I was, he said it way more eloquently than I just did. And, comedians are wordsmiths.
Mm.
Do not fuck with a comedian because they will tear your shit apart. But yeah, I just, I've been on kind of fire all week, and I've been wanting to really unleash this week. What do you got to say, Brian?
You want a little good news about
Go
something?
ahead.
Something that we can both enjoy? Tony can enjoy this too. I think a lot of our listeners will enjoy this.
Well, I am
Certainly,
Darth
Paul, if
Nihilus.
you're listening, you'll enjoy this. There's a fundraiser going on right now in a state that I like to call the dick of the nation. And in that fundraiser, they are trying to raise money for Melania Trump's Be Best organization. The problem is there is no Be Best organization. So she is actually right now under investigation for fraud
Good.
because there is no Be Best organization for her big fundraiser that she sent all kinds of pamphlets out about, saying that all of the money was going to the Be Best Foundation, whatever
I'm
it is.
sorry.
And there is
Oh.
no Be Best Foundation. So she literally admitted fraud in the invites to this thing.
All week, we have been watching
Beautiful.
the Republican Party step on their own dicks.
Oh.
All week. The
Especially Melania.
congressional hearings. Ugh. Everything else, though, too.
Yes.
They just keep
Yeah.
stepping in it.
But they're pulling
and-
their same horse shit that they've always pulled because, we
yeah.
just got Biden. By we, I'm saying the royal elite, like I'm on Biden's team. Biden.
You
let me
are.
rephrase it. Biden just pulled
We're on
off a
democracy's
big
team.
win, and Biden pulled this win off himself. He got Eli Lilly to put a
Oh, yeah.
cap on the price of insulin that brought it down by
Big deal.
70% per month for the people who need it. That is a
Major deal.
huge win, and across the board, that's
It
happening
was
now.
$220
and all the others,
a month before that.
35.
4 of the Republicans are now starting to say that, well, this is great. I support this. This is what those are the same fucking every Republican voted against putting this cap on insulin. This is the same bullshit that they've always done where they say that, hey, you know what? We're against this. We're against it because you're for it. So we're going to vote against it. But then when you vote for it and it passes, we're going to take the credit for it. That's
Yeah.
the same playbook bullshit that they do.
And I'm
They
sorry,
are
but their
dicks.
fucking cancel culture bullshit You know what? They literally made a bill in Florida that said the ultimate cancel bill, where they want to cancel the Democratic Party in Florida.
Yeah, they literally want to disband the party, and they want to re-register all Democrats as no party affiliation.
I laugh, but it's fucking terrifying because these motherfuckers are fascist.
Total fascist.
Fucking
Jake's your boy.
fascist.
Jake's finding a beer.
So, what's the symbology?
Fucking A. And then, what was the
fascism.
other thing earlier this week? I don't know. I can't remember all the fucking stupidity of the week.
That's what your notes are for.
That's what my notes are for. Oh, well, yeah.
Not a
One of the
I
things,
don't even know where to start. Let me go back 8 fucking pages. Because,
But you
Look
talked
at-
about
listen to
cancel
this.
culture a little bit there, and we've talked about. I'm okay with some cancel. I think that some things need to be canceled. Some people need
Wait
to
a
be
minute.
canceled in order to
Can
stop
I have
them
the
moving
floor
forward.
for a second?
Yeah.
How about AT&T?
Yeah.
Cancels Newsmax. Why? Because they're not making any money and they don't have any ratings. And guess what? AT&T is a corporation. That is capitalism. If it's not making them any money, they can cancel it any fucking time they fucking want to. It is not called cancel culture, and you are not being silenced. You insignificants.
Right. You have other avenues, etc. But I think that there are some things that should be canceled, like some of the various racists and pedophiles that we've been exposed to through all kinds of different things. People are all this week, they're all up in arms about Scott, whatever the fuck, the guy who created Dilbert, which is a stupid fucking comic to begin with.
Is his name Scott Adams?
Yeah, well, he's a fucking racist prick.
Yeah.
He needs to be canceled. You know who else needs to be
Guess
canceled?
what?
Some of
Again,
these other racist
a
assholes out
private
there.
company, a private newspaper, company said no more. They have every fucking right because it's against their brand. They are a company. They are not owned by the fucking government, and the government doesn't dictate this shit, which the right wants to say, oh, we're being canceled, we're being silenced.
No, people just aren't watching. People just aren't listening.
No,
people
people don't realize that they are being the comic strip was being put out by a fucking newspaper. They are a company. The company can say yes or no to any fucking thing they want to. It's called capitalism. Something that fucking Republicans have been bitching about their entire fucking lives.
Yeah, it's a corporation. The
8-year-old
board of
kid.
directors is going to have the final say as to what direction they go in.
And a corporation isn't a person, but a corporation can say, fuck you. I'm not going to fucking
Private.
promote your bullshit anymore.
And I'm talking about us, us personally canceling things that we find offensive. I don't see anything wrong with that. If I find something offensive, I'm going to cancel it out of my life, even if I loved it the day before. As soon as I find something.
Sure, but we are not major
There.
corporations. We don't.
That's true.
We don't have millions of people's jobs in our hands. We don't have.
But if enough of us stop
power
watching,
and money.
we could have
Okay,
power.
we are
Yeah.
individuals. You want to cancel shit out of your fucking life? You don't want to see this shit anymore? That's fine.
Right.
Because we are just citizens.
But the more people we get to cancel those things, the more that those things will go away. Hopefully.
Well,
That's the
look
theory.
at the shit that we grew up with, Brian.
But who?
Brian, here's an example. Here's a great fucking example. Right
Okay.
here, right now. Animal House movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Bit
80s
rapey.
something. I forget.
Bit rapey.
A bit rapey when the guy is a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and he's trying to decide whether he should rape her or not.
Yeah.
We got used to the shit. Women, we got used to it. We were, and then all of a sudden the Me Too movement showed up, and we were like, holy shit, we've been exposed to this shit for far too long.
Yeah.
And look at Weinstein. Weinstein's going to spend the rest of his fucking life in jail. Do they still play his movies? Yeah. Michael Jackson, accused of raping little boys, Do we still pay his music on fucking? Yes, we do.
Who? Pete Townsend was caught with tens of thousands of images of child pornography. He paid off the local police and later made a big donation to the local law
Eric
enforcement.
Clapton, known racist.
Eric Clapton, known racist.
It's not a Puma.
You've
Ted
got
Nugent.
Figer's brother in the Knack, known pedophile.
Pedophile, and I had to do. I did a fucking political thing for Jeffrey Feiger, and they made me play my Sharona.
Which
and
is always get it up. For the
I
touch
said,
of the younger kind.
I told the guys in the band.
Right in there.
I told the guys in the band, you go ahead. I'm going to step off stage while you do this song.
Right, yeah.
I refuse to do it.
Not supporting that one.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
And so I just...
Every sporting event plays rock and roll. Not the rock and roll that you're a big fan of, which is Led Zeppelin. Nothing wrong with that rock and roll. I'm talking about the rock and roll that was done by this pedophile that, oh, hey, rock and roll, oh, hey.
Does it sound like
That's
Indian?
Every single sporting event you can imagine
American
in America
Indian,
they play that.
Like chant is what I feel, and I go, Tony, I can't even listen to fucking football anymore because they're chanting this fucking
pedophile song.
It's not even it's against American Indians. They're like Kansas City. I don't know.
Doing the tomahawk chop and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't do this shit, man. Okay. The football players, he's great. The quarterback's great, and the team is great. Okay, enough. That's enough with the Redskins and the Blackhawks and the Can't we
change your fucking name? Change the name of your fucking sports team.
Can't it just be like the Blue Jays and the Lions and?
Why don't you do like you did with the streets and name them after all the trees you cut down to make the fucking streets, like maples, the elms,
dude.
all the other shit.
What's the symbology there?
I'm. The accumulation of everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks has really gotten under my skin, under my fingernails this week. I've been watching Hal Sparks, and he's been pulling this shit apart. And oh my God, he did a great takedown on the whole thing with Russia and all their fucking agreements. And they're like, oh, well, we don't have people, occupying that territory. And so that's how they think they're going to get out of it. When we all know they have troops. And they're just, it's all denialism and I don't know what it's not even deflection. It's not even projection. It's not even it's gaslighting. It is gaslighting.
It is, but it's also, he's playing on the concept that we're all thinking that like Russia's just like the US and everybody has access to all the streaming services and their choice of news channels. They don't. They have one or two channels.
And carrying a gun.
They have to watch whatever the state has.
And carrying a gun.
You're right. They can't arm themselves. They can't do anything else. They can't speak out against the state, anything along like those lines. And remember that the USSR, before they disbanded, that's what Putin's trying to put back together. Georgia doesn't want to rejoin him. Ukraine doesn't want to rejoin him. Nobody wants to rejoin him, but that's what his goal is. That's his psychotic goal. And that's what he's selling it to his people as.
I don't know in what order. He invaded. I'm sorry. He invaded, because I wanted to say.
Crimean Peninsula?
He invaded Georgia. He invaded Chechnya.
Yes.
He took the men out to make them fight for this war in Ukraine. That is my understanding from what Malcolm Nance says.
Yes, from a long time ago, actually. That started back when Putin first went after Ukraine and took over the Crimean Peninsula.
Well, and then Crimea. And they want Crimea bad.
Yeah, Ukraine wants Crimea back.
And guess what?
They already have it.
They have Crimea. Ukraine wants Crimea back.
Yes.
Russia wants Crimea bad.
Russia has Crimea.
They already have
Russia's had Crimea for 16 years.
Yes.
14, but yeah, who's counting?
Yeah, well.
They moved their citizens in there after they took it over.
So
And so now I'm going to make it our territory.
they already did.
I know. But I agree with Zelensky, and this is our fucking land. This is our fucking territory. This is like if Canada invaded us and took over the UP.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
But if they took over the UP
Upper Peninsula, for those who
14
don't
years
know what
ago,
the UP is.
and then they tried to take over Michigan, and we finally fought them back. If we fought them back to the UP, it would still be considered a win for us at this point. So for Zelensky to actually get them away from everything except Crimea would still be considered a win. It would get him back to where he was before they invaded a year ago.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is, I think, the goal, and I think that's a good goal. I think getting them out of Crimea is going to be the next step, but I think that's going to be more political than anything else. It's a peninsula. You're not going to want to be taking on warships with tanks.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah. But I totally agree with you. I mean, they stepped in and they took over Crimea, and they moved a bunch of Russian citizens in there, and bam, now it's screwed. That was the Crimean War was that was only 3-4 months long, something like that. But yeah, they tried to fight back then, but nobody would back them. Nobody gave them anything, because guess what? Well, we didn't have people in power that were willing to back them really at that point. And it wasn't just Obama; it was the entire Congress and the entire Senate that nobody wanted to back Ukraine at the time. Now everybody wants to back Ukraine because they are a democracy.
Or let them into NATO because of that. So
yeah, not letting them into NATO really pisses me off. I mean, Poland's in NATO and they're a Poland neighbor. They should really be part of NATO, and I don't understand what really the strategic idea is to keep them out of NATO, except keeping NATO out of Putin's war right now.
Yeah. Well, they were always under attack, so it's like...
Yeah. But it wasn't like the attack that we had. It wasn't like the back and forth, really, that some of the others had that, we were still able to get them politically into NATO or into other regions. I mean, I really think that they still could join NATO at this point. It's still a thing. I don't understand why NATO is saying
when you're in the
we're not
middle of
touching
a
it.
war, you can't
I
do
do
it,
kind
so,
of because of Putin, but
so I just had a girlfriend text me, and I told her
Be water,
jump
my
on,
friend.
and we'll see if she does. She's apolitical. She doesn't like this political talk shit.
Who? Don't say.
I don't want to say the name. So,
somebody that's apolitical.
Come out, wherever you are.
Some people are just
That
like,
means she gets with Democrats
fuck.
and Republicans.
Well, I would say she's on our side. It's too stressful to deal with, and I understand that.
Understood.
She's got her own family issues and whatever to deal with. So I understand people who actually, tune out and don't want to listen to this stuff every day like I do. I'm involved because I'm pissed. I woke up one day about 6, 7, 8 months ago and found out that I was a second-class citizen. And I started sobbing. And my husband goes, "What are you crying about?"
I know.
I go, "Yeah, they just overturned Roe. And now
That was
I'm
insane.
no
Insane.
longer a citizen. I'm a second-class citizen.
Yeah.
And just like they treated slaves and just like they treat immigrants and everybody else,
They don't want you
guess
to have
what?
your say about your
We need more white men. We need more white cisgender men to stand up for women's rights. We are older. We are wiser. We are no longer fertile. But
I'm sorry. What is cisgender? I'm old and I don't get the cisgender part of it.
that means
why
you're
are you specific on
heterosexual.
That means what?
Heterosexual, not homosexual. You are
Cisgender
heterosexual.
means heterosexual. Why don't you
Yes.
just say heterosexual? Cisgender to me seems
That's
like
the
sissy.
way.
Isn't sissy a thing? Seriously,
I don't
I'm
know.
seriously asking.
I don't
Isn't
know.
that a thing?
I'm using their language, not mine,
okay.
because that's the way.
Okay, I get you now.
Okay, because some people want to be identified as he, she, or he, him, and I'm trying to be.
Thank you for educating me on that because I hadn't heard that before.
Nice
so
about
that's good. Yeah.
Search it on your computer.
About their.
I should.
How they want to proceed. Perceive
how
themselves.
they want to be. Yeah.
I'm not here to judge.
Their life, their
what
pronoun.
I'm saying
I get it.
is all I know is that I need more white married men fighting for women's rights we have had for 50 fucking years.
How about white men who are not married?
Because white men who are not married in our age group are still living in their mother's basement, and they are pretty much right wing, and they've got 20 million fucking guns, and fuck them.
They're incels.
They've been jerking off for 20 years, and they're exhausted from jerking off. I have no hope for them. I need men who
They've broken their dicks from jerking off to porn.
No, pro women.
Yeah,
you respect your wife.
Yes,
you love her.
Yeah, men.
She's smart.
Yeah, men.
She fucking makes more money than you.
Yes, she does.
She fucking.
I married up. She
could probably kick your ass just because you wouldn't fight back, and
yeah.
I'm sorry, Brian. We need men like you and like Tony.
What makes you think I'm not on your side? I mean, I vote
I needed to
on
be
the
more
side of
vocal.
women's rights every single time that I can. I am vocal,
to be
and I have
more
been part
vocal
of,
about it.
I've been vocal, and I've volunteered my time to the local charity Haven, which is a women's center. Which helps women who it's a shelter for women, and they have a little thing called Take Back the Night that they do twice a year. I'll let you know when the next one comes up because I've gone enough
MC
this.
Safe.
No, it's two times a year for that particular event for this particular organization. I mean, I support all year long myself.
Man. It's like women feel unsafe all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't care what color you are.
That's why I say I support 24/7. But
Tony,
there are two
since
events
I've married
per year
Tony, I don't think I've ever gone to a gas station to go buy cigarettes or beer when it was dark outside. And there was a reason why. Because there was a shooting at the gas station that we lived at in Fort Myers. And ever since then, he's like, I'll just do it. You know? Why have you go out there and do it? And I mean, this is way before COVID. Okay, right, way before.
Yeah, I would never send my wife out at night to get some shit for me or anything like that. You know, that never happens.
But you
and
know
if she
what
needs
I mean.
to go out something after dark, I'll go with her.
And I have felt in Florida, I honestly never felt really safe unless my band or my husband was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't feel safe when my band was there because they could give a fuck about my safety. Do you know what I mean?
Some bands, yeah.
No, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
They
I got
seriously.
you.
I mean, at times they wanted to kick my fucking ass. So
yeah, there have been a couple of bands I've been in where I don't care if I'm safe on the way out of there. But I get what you're saying. I'm just making a little joke.
But I'm a woman in a male-dominated industry, and you're a
woman in a parking lot at night. You should never be alone. Men have to carry you through there or have to walk you through there because it's bullshit. Because some alpha male asshole frat boy has decided that it's okay to take the pussy.
Drunk in Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like. If it was in
nobody went to a frat that's in Southwest Florida. They just were high school
hours
dropouts.
in Birmingham, Michigan, or Royal Oak, Michigan, I wouldn't feel so bad. But guess what? When you're in a college town,
and
you got
you got frat boys around.
You're in Ann Arbor,
You got frat
You're
boys
in-
who have other frat boys with them around. That's the thing. Tony and I guarantee, are not going to back down from a frat boy who's going to start causing problems for our wife. We're going to take that fucker out. But here's the thing. When there's one frat boy, there's 20 others that are sitting right there in the bush, sitting there, right there, lined up, sitting there waiting to go.
That's what guns are for.
No.
I'm against guns. I'm all for knives
Tony,
and stabbing weapons because it's much more personal.
Tony, shut the fuck up. Because that is not what guns are for. Somebody's tweeting me now. What?
Who the fuck are they? I will have a fucking tag on. Fuck! It was a fucking ambush.
No, look, we have been.
Women should be protected. 100%. 100% behind that.
We have been. What's the word? I don't know. For every
Persecuted.
movie,
Persecuted.
from every movie, we've been indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated, yeah.
It's a word. It's not the right word I'm looking for, but we've been normalized to violence in movies and violence against women in movies. And I've seen it. I've studied film, from 1930s till now. I wanted to go into film when I was in college, but
Cagney putting the grapefruit into Lauren, whatever her name's face. Was that Lauren Bacall's face with Cagney back in the day? And that was an early
Lauren
one of the gangster
Bacall
ones. But that was a big
Humphrey
early...
Bogart.
No, this was James Cagney. James Cagney took the grapefruit and slammed it into this actress's face, and it was really violent, and he really did it. Yeah. It
That's
was the
what
first
made the code.
big violent thing that was totally accepted, and I think they won an Oscar for that film. Tony, am I wrong?
Wait a minute. When did they make the code?
Yes, I know.
The code.
See, they
this
didn't
is
care.
way before the code. The code was
But
made
they
in the
didn't
50s.
give a shit about violence against women. That was okay in every fucking movie.
That's right.
But
That's right.
women having an abortion or going through anything, they made
Not
the
talked
code.
Even after not talked about. Look at Dirty Dancing is all about an abortion.
Explain to the people what the code was. It happened in the 30s in the film industry.
Throughout
you
the
probably could
30s, 40s, and 50s, you had all kinds of people putting all kinds of restrictions out there, and you had all these religious groups. And these religious groups said that there had to be a code of ethics. So there had to be this ethics code that you had to agree
women
to.
Always have to cry and
Yep. They have to have
couldn't
certain
be
things.
strong.
That's why you never see tongue in kissing in movies from around that time period, because showing tongue is part of the code. You're not allowed to do that. That's considered lascivious. That's lascivious action are not allowed. So there's all kinds of stuff. But what's crazy about the code is that later on it's adopted and the code slightly changes. And to this day, there still is a code. And do you know what the code says to this day? That you have to pay big fines if you show a penis or a man's ass. But if you show a woman's breasts or a woman's vagina even, fair game. Fair game.
Nothing.
Women doing a sexual act is fair game now. That's what they adapted it to in the 70s, in the early 70s.
Women have to fucking start waking up to this fucking bullshit.
Objects.
And I'm sorry.
They're considered objects by this code.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sick and fucking tired of this shit. I've been seeing it my whole life.
But you know what I like?
I was a little girl.
Yeah.
Watching the nightly news because back then we only had 4 or 5 fucking channels, no cable, right?
Right. Yeah.
So my dad would come home from work. He would demand his food on the table. And we would be forced to watch the nightly news while we were eating. And this is during Vietnam War and,
Public Enemy. The Public Enemy 1931. That's the scene. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Advocates against, abortion because they were trying to, and equal rights for black people and all sorts of things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm watching this as a child growing up, trying to eat my dinner. And my mom goes, why are you not eating? First of all, my mom's a fat pig, and she put a pile of fucking food on my goddamn plate. This goddamn pig. And I'm like, yeah, I can't eat what you put on my plate. But anyway, because I'm sick, I look at this TV that you're showing me. I'm a little kid. I see war. I see all the shit against women. I'm a little girl. And I'm crying and I'm devastated. And she go, why? And I go, what did you just show me on national television?
I mean, I can only hope that at some point she was willing to show you Maude or show you some of the pro-women things that were out at the time and that were able to move forward, because it was
Happy Days
limited.
And Laverne and Shirley.
That's
and
just
whatever.
happy, oh, look, it's like the 50s. Yeah, it's MAGA. Yeah, I would hope that she would be able to show you something more positive.
When I look back on it, I go, holy fucking shit. We were medicated almost into this way of thinking that it's okay to
lulled into that existence
until you get to 9 to 5. 9 to 5, the movie.
9 to 5 was a continuation of a lot of that, what started with Maude, what started with One Day at a Time. You had even Bionic Woman. You had a handful of things that actually were pro-woman that were moving forward. But 9 to 5 was a big one. Yeah. And you know why it was a big one? Because it showed them actually kidnapping the white guy.
And wait a minute. I would say opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
It showed them, because they took the white guy away, they kicked ass in the fucking agency and made the company fucking better. You see it one way,
yes.
I see it the other. They kidnapped the white guy, you said.
I'm just talking at the beginning of it.
They took him out of the fucking picture.
That's
and
right.
And by the way, at the end of the movie, he claimed all those successes for himself, which is so fucking typical.
It's the white guy.
I could
fantasy
puke my
thing.
guts out.
The white guy was kidnapped by 3 beautiful women, and he was a troll of a guy to begin with. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's appropriate. But I'm saying that that's why it made so much headlines, is because I think the radical right had an issue with it even back then. But it led to so many things
they
from
put
that
him
point
in
forward that actually started moving
sexual
forward.
things, hanging from the sexual toys, hanging from the ceiling with the neck things. You know what I'm saying? Like the leather and stuff like that. No.
You have to remember that Dabney Coleman was actually a pro-feminist. He was a guy that was all for playing the asshole in these movies because he knew what he was going to, was going to happen in the
80s.
Yeah.
It's different now. It
was different in the 90s. It was different in the 2000s, and it's definitely different now.
I still see it as, hey, First Wives Club. First Wives Club. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. You probably haven't, because you're not a fucking fan of fucking chick movies. But guess what?
Diane Cannon,
Ivana,
and Goldie Hawn in First Wives Club.
And Ivana made an appearance at the end of the movie, and she's like, "Don't get mad, take everything."
You know why she made that appearance? Because Trump made an appearance in Home Alone 2.
In every fucking movie ever, dude.
Well, wait a minute. He also
many?
Let's not put past all the McDonald's commercials he did with Grimace.
Oh my God! In Saturday Night Live appearance,
you couldn't tell the difference between the two of them.
This motherfucker has been cultivated to become the fucking president from the Russians since 1979, 80s. And anybody wants to fuck with me on it, I will tear you a new asshole. Go ahead, test me.
I think that you're probably right about the grooming for the Russian aspect. Thank you for that. I love that one. But I just want to say that he was a failed real estate agent from the get-go, so he was clearly
after his
kept
daddy
in the public,
died, he lost all that money,
for some
and he
reason.
couldn't make it on his own. So he
Why
had
was
to
he propped
made
up in the
as
public
the because the Russians saw him as a goddamn perfect perfect fucking puppet. Stuff him with money.
No.
You know,
They don't need to stuff him with
accolades
money.
all
Don't
over.
you remember the
so
P-tape?
great.
Don't you remember the P-tape? They don't need to stuff him with money. They have the P-tape. They just had to bring over twice for Miss Universe. The Miss Universe pageant, even the second time Trump was walking around telling all of his buddies, don't say anything
Putting
in public.
his
They got
fingers
everything
in
bugged.
their
They got
mouth,
everything bugged.
checking
and then
their
he takes a bunch of
teeth.
prostitutes back to his house, back to his room, and lets them piss all over him.
He was putting his fingers in their mouths, checking their teeth.
And still got caught on tape, having them piss on him.
Motherfuck.
Certainly.
Well,
these are sick motherfuckers.
what's sicker
You've got
than that
to
is that he's a
fucking
pedo.
No, wait a minute.
He's a pedo.
Wait a minute.
Miss USA.
We just stop looking at this little thing.
What little thing?
We have to, open up. Okay, Trump is a fucking asshole. They're all assholes.
Yes.
How many pedophiles have we seen? How many, Catholic priests and how many fucking
Every other one.
right-wing motherfuckers and how, abusing children.
Yes.
When they are saying that Democrats are baby-eating, milkshake, adrenochrome motherfuckers, guess what? It's all confession and it's all projection. Maybe we should be looking into right-wing motherfuckers who are scaring children and killing them and taking their adrenochrome. Because that's what the fuck they are saying.
Well, you
Even
actually
though
don't.
you can't
You don't kill
get
them. You
adrenochrome
don't
that
kill
way.
them.
I don't know. I don't know what the
I do know.
fuck.
You can't get it that way.
They say that about us. I'm just a Democrat. I'm just
right
a
back.
woman who's trying to be a goddamn, citizen of the goddamn United States. But I'm accused of
Di,
being
I'm
a
going to let you go for a minute.
pedophile.
I'll be right back.
I will bitch while
Keep
you
going.
go potty.
It's over.
I support you.
I will.
It's over.
I'm still sick.
Wearing jeans.
I will fucking bitch
Fuck 'em.
until the end of earth that these motherfuckers are gaslighting and projecting the American people because everything they say and do is projection. They are guilty of what they say Democrats are. We have seen it over and over. You watch just look at a few people on Twitter who actually follow this shit. And they're like, oh yeah, pedophile after pedophile after pedophile. And they're all white, heterosexual men. And I don't care if they're preachers or sheriffs or da-da-da or whatever. There
hear
are
my personal
men
story around that?
there are men in positions of power who have been raping children for years, and they're finally, it's the same thing about the goddamn fentanyl thing that fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to get away with the other day. Ooh, Joe Biden.
Back in 2020, Joe Biden killed people under Trump's
And
administration.
guess what? Those young men that she was talking about died in 2020 when Trump was a fucking president, you
That's what I said.
insignificant cunts.
All right. I'm gonna do a
No.
Twitter. I'm gonna do a Twitter thing real quick.
What do you want?
I might.
It
be
better
able
be
to-
good,
Hold on.
or I'm
hold
going to be
on,
fucking pissed.
Hold on.
Oh, I think you're
So I'm
going to be
gonna
pissed either
roll.
way, but let's see what he has.
I'm making fucking speakers fucking move.
Posse, can you please tell me your name and what brings you here today?
I'm Bobby Rooney, and I actually came here because I love Donald Trump and I love Steve Bannon also in Real American Voice. And I'm with a little group in Pueblo, Colorado, who are Grandparents for America. And we are planting trees under which we will never sit. Because we're trying to get policies out. Our young people don't know any of the policies. So they go and they vote personality. We can't win the personality war. We can win the policy war. They're all in our favor. So we did a brochure that puts Republican policies on one side, Democrat policies on the other. if you pick all the Democrat
only
policies,
thing we
vote
can
that
have
way. We
is-
just want you not to be
That's
stupid.
amazing. It's amazing. She said absolutely the opposite because they vote with the personality, not the policies.
Yeah. It's
She'd
always
go
Mary.
fuck
It's
herself
always
and shove
Mary.
her fucking papers straight the fuck up her fucking twat. I'm tired. I'm pissed.
Shut up!
Understandably
Shut
so.
I don't know what to say, man. You know, anybody else feel the way I am? You feel sick and tired of this bullshit? You guys don't see it every day because you guys work, and I got nothing but time to watch this shit all day long. And I go, I'm pulling out my hair.
This is my mind talking.
Oh, I shut part of it off years ago, which is why I've decided that I'm just going to Ireland when I hit
Yeah,
retirement.
you're just gonna
That's
move
why.
to Ireland and bail
That's
and go
right,
fuck
yeah.
off.
And you guys
Go
can go
fuck
too.
off.
You can go there. You can go to Canada. You can go to France. You can apply for citizenship anywhere. And you know what?
Where are
It's a
Tony and I
lot
gonna
faster.
go?
Canada.
Where are we gonna go?
Canada.
We're 5-6 generations out from being, acclimated or, connected to another country. We don't have that.
No, it takes you time to fill out the paperwork, and you have to go through the process.
And where the fuck would I go?
Canada,
Germany?
France, Canada, France, UK, Scotland, Ireland, anywhere.
Italy?
Yeah, not
You go in
America.
Italy. Yeah.
Not
Poland?
Hey, dumb fucks. Never leave America.
You know what?
Oh.
I still believe this is the greatest country on earth.
Strongest.
People like us.
Strongest.
People like
Strongest.
us need to keep holding it up. You want to bail? You want to cut and bail?
I do. Yeah,
Brian, I'm
there's too much
sorry.
crazy.
Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, dickwad. You can take your fucking Irish rugby team that
it's to my
just totally
advantage to bail.
failed, which we watched this weekend. We watched them totally fucking fail this weekend. We watched
Who?
it.
Who?
Your Irish fucking rugby team.
What are you talking about? We beat Italy.
They're still, I think, in it, aren't they?
Still in it. We beat Italy. We won. What are you
I thought
talking
we
about? Lost?
I thought we watched them fail.
No. Ireland hasn't lost yet in the Six Nations for 2023. Ireland's
we may
number
have
one.
been-
They tested us. They took us all the way to
Tony
the end.
took it off,
we
and I
won.
said they are losing. I feel
No, we
sorry
totally
for
fucking
Brian
won.
right now.
The one
It took it
recently.
to- there's no such thing as an easy rugby game, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, they went to Rome.
How
and they
long
beat
are
Italy.
these rugby games, by the way? Because
80 minutes.
it seems like 80
Same
minutes.
as soccer.
80
yeah.
minutes, 40 minutes, and then a half-hour break, and then 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a football game takes 4 hours. I was not used to this.
Quickie.
Yeah, 4 hours is a lot longer than 80 minutes.
I had
80
no
minutes
clue.
is an hour and a half.
Yeah. And what they cover.
And we're still trying to figure out rugby.
Yeah?
I thought they lost.
There's no padding. There's no blocking of any hits.
It doesn't matter. It
You
doesn't
can
matter.
kick forward. You can carry forward. You can pass
Yes,
backward.
yes, yes,
Other than
yes,
that,
yes.
if you get taken down, you have 3 seconds to get it to your
Doesn't
back
matter.
ankle, or
It's
if somebody
not a
touches you,
tumor.
to their back ankle. That's it. Those are the rules. Those are the rules.
It's not a tumor.
My point was American football takes 4 hours, and look
Yeah.
at all the advertising, and they
Yeah.
suck it all out, and
Yeah.
and how many people get hurt?
Mhm.
You know,
Rugby's
do they
bigger in Europe, and we just make our way through it. Yeah.
We. You
Yeah.
say we.
I'm
You
an
don't
Irish
call yourself
citizen.
an
I'm part of the
American.
EU. I can do
But
that.
we. Are you an American or not, motherfucker?
I have dual citizenship. I've told you this, of course.
Yes.
I know,
I'm
but
two. I'm Ireland.
where is your loyalty?
Ireland.
That might be the
Freud was right.
problem.
Oh.
I think he needs to fucking drink another goddamn Guinness. Motherfucker.
I love my black milkshakes. On the good note, Michigan Senate just
I've done
passed
nihilist.
anti-discrimination law amendment that includes LGBTQ into anti-discrimination. So it's no longer just about skin tone. That's a big movement, and that's something that's going to really help, I think. That's a good one.
Full coronary meltdown.
That was a win. That was a win this week. We didn't have too many wins, but we had that. That was a win.
Excuse my language. Mm-hmm. It's a con tear of a win. It's got no publicity.
I guess maybe if you're LGBTQ, you might consider it more than that.
But. Yes.
I want more coverage on shit like this.
Yeah.
I want more coverage on the things that we're making better than all the shit that's going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My mother.
Totally agree.
The problem is there's so much shit going wrong right now, and we're still living in the after effects of that fucking Citrus Caligula piece of shit, neck China, Cheerio lip motherfucker.
Not only him, but his Denzins.
And all his fucking Republican motherfuckers who want to lick his ball sack.
Those who never graduated high school are now talking about what a map really should be about where we should spend our money. And Bobo, piece of shit that she is, allegedly former escort, Lorraine Boebert, showed a map today of this is the only place where my taxes should go. And it showed the continental U.S. It didn't have the UP. It didn't have Alaska. It didn't have Hawaii. It didn't have Guam. It didn't have American Samoa. It didn't have the U.S. Virgin Islands. It didn't have any of places that intelligent human beings actually understand are part of our country. So
I know why
it
this
shows the
is.
nutbag mentality that they have, and this
I
is
know
a big
why
one
this
today
is.
are white males.
Graduates to
I'm
actually
sorry.
be a representative.
I know why this is. You want to know why? Because in Washington, D.C., when you become a representative of the House or the Senate, they have staff that is there already. They are kind of like staff that stays there no matter if they're Republican or if they're Democrat. They just fill the positions of being a secretary and getting information to you and da-da-da-da and whatever, that kind of stuff. They're staff. They are like, they do that for a living.
Yeah.
And they do it no matter what
They're the belt
administration
insiders.
is in power.
They're the belt insiders.
The problem is, I'm hearing inside the Beltway that none of these staff people, these career staff people,
staffers,
will work for MTG, Matt Gaetz, George Santos,
they'll bring in their own.
Lauren Boebert. They won't work for them.
They'll bring in their own, yeah.
They refuse to work. And that's why Matt Gaetz said on the floor 2 days
Nobody
ago.
checked it. Nobody checked where that quote came from.
2 days ago, put Chinese propaganda on the. It admitted it into the congressional record.
If I can quote the great
Chinese
American
propaganda
Mao
and got
Zedong.
called out for it. It's on my HBL Radio
no, it's
Nation.
Not.
Yes,
no,
it
it's
is.
not. Nope.
If it's not there, then you haven't refreshed. So I don't even know what the fuck to say. It was unbelievable. And he was like,
Let me quote the great American Xi Jinping.
oh, I guess. And I love the witness who's like, I'm sorry. I don't take Chinese propaganda and believe it. And he was like, oh, I concur with that. Concur? You put it out there, you insignificant little fuck, little dick,
listen,
fucking
Fivehead.
pipsqueak, raping motherfucking.
Fivehead McRapey doesn't understand what the hell he's saying. We have to understand
Rapey
that.
McForehead doesn't understand.
He really, really is basically a real life butthead because if you look at Butthead and put a picture of Butthead up
Beavis
next
and
to him,
Butthead.
it's the same.
Him and Jim Jordan. They should do it.
Oh, well, Jim Jordan's just, he's super creepy. He's the super creepy old guy that calls himself the Colonel down south, even though they never served anywhere. So that's
It's
some
funny.
fucked up shit
Jim's
there
from
to begin with.
Ohio. He's not from he's not from the South. We call him GYM, not GIM.
Yeah.
Jim Jordan, because he let Ohio State wrestlers be raped by their fucking coach, a fucking piece of shit. Look at the black guy in the background, by the way. Let's play it. Play the video. I love the guy in the black guy in the background.
I don't know if I'm casting. Hold on.
You are.
I
can
love
see
him.
it. Yeah, I can see the whole thing. So yeah, it must be good.
No, what I'm casting.
I don't care what you're casting. I can see it, Tony. It's good.
Is the Azov battalion getting access to U.S. weapons?
Not that I'm aware of. If you have information,
I consent to enter into the record the Global Times investigative report that talks about training. It's from the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensics Research Lab, citing that the Azov Battalion was even getting stuff as far back as 2018.
Without objection, so ordered.
Any reason to disagree with that assessment?
is this the Global Times from China?
No, this is...
Yeah, it is. Stupid.
That's what you read.
Yeah, it might be.
Yes.
Yeah. Would that be a reason?
It might be.
As a general matter,
he's
I don't
so...
take Beijing's propaganda.
Well,
Look at the black guy in the background.
Is the Azov Battalion
Oh, they cut it.
access to U.S. weapons?
Yes, they did.
No.
Oh, God, dude. He's so busted.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why don't you step on your own dick?
Yeah.
I've watched this over and over and over again all week. How about Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to read a number? And she couldn't read a fucking number.
No, not at all.
While she's talking about illiteracy and bad math skills in
the
schools.
maggots that I lost that were friends early on, I lost them because of really simple stuff. And they used to say, "What's your source? What's your source? What's your source?" And I say, "The Independent." And they say, "Oh, the Independent out of Florida? That's stupid. That's a Democratic rag." And I said, No, the Independent out of Dublin. Canceled. I was immediately blocked.
And guess
by
what?
them at that point.
You don't need it from the Independent. Look at their own words. Watch them. Watch Marjorie Taylor Greene fail.
God, I wish I didn't have to, but
All right.
let's show the audience how stupid
Fail
these people
on
are.
trying to read a goddamn number. It was.
It really is. It's a comedy show.
Oh, it's last week in the Republican.
Mistreated group of people
No, that's not
in
the one.
the United States today are white males.
Nope.
I still don't
Not the
know what
one.
a Venn diagram is. I just don't know.
We're bringing thousands of bottles of water, Trump water, actually. Most of
It's
it.
last
What makes
week.
you a better president than the former president? What's your answer?
So I know you've heard this, but I don't kick sideways, I kick forward.
Clearly, you think you're a better option than he is, or you wouldn't have gotten into the race. So where do you two differ?
I don't focus on President Trump.
Boot edge. You know what you call him? Boot edge. He's the guy that...
Boot edge. McDonald's.
They're stepping on their own dicks every day, dude. I love it.
Yeah, so watch
Definitely
this.
coked up. Definitely
It's not
coked
the
up.
clip
Definitely
I wanted.
coked up.
It's not the clip I wanted, babe.
I know.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
Not the clip.
So I can do this. Hold on.
Yeah, you could put your McDonald's bag in your fucking Dasani water down because
But this is what I have to live on for 3 weeks. I live in East Palestine, Ohio. I have nothing
right.
else for the next 4 weeks. but
HBL Radio
thank
Nation.
God,
Look.
I have 8 ounces of Trump water.
Oh shit! I'm not sharing it. Hold on.
That's not the right one either.
Screen. No, I know. This is what's on my
Oh
page.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay.
Old ass
oh my
shit.
God, dude.
There's
Oh my
nothing there.
God.
Refresh
Jesus,
it.
dude.
Refresh.
refresh.
Here we go. Wow.
Nothing?
Same.
I've been sending shit there the whole time, Brian. Have you?
No, it's on this feed. It's on this feed.
I've been sending shit
So-
to HBL Radio Nation.
Diane did that.
I did not.
Oh, look. You didn't send that?
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Go back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. About the women. Okay, yeah. I
Okay,
did that.
yeah.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Go back and say, let me say what it says. March is Women's History Month, so let's celebrate the strong women who helped pave
Ashley
the way
loves
towards a
democracy.
better
Thank you,
life
Ashley.
for all Americans. And it said, did you know that a woman created Social Security, minimum wage, unemployment insurance, a 40-hour work week, child labor laws, welfare, protections of labor rights, all while the first female member of the U.S. cabinet. Yeah, her name was Frances Perkins, and I gotta be honest, I never heard this before. I think that we are doing a disservice to our children when we don't teach this shit.
Yeah. But we've whitewashed all the history. And we're not teaching about Madame Curie.
We were taught that
Marie
George
Curie.
Washington told no lies, and no mention of him having slaves. No mention of his wood teeth being made out of his fucking slaves' teeth.
Did you know that everybody says that it was Paul Revere who grabbed that lantern and rode for 40 miles screaming, "The British are coming, the British are coming." And that's how we knew, and that's how we were able to gather our forces. Bullshit. Paul Revere was a general. Generals don't do shit. Some other guy grabbed the lantern and rode for half a mile from the ocean back to where Paul Revere was near Tammany, not Tammany Hall, the other hall, the one in Boston. Sorry, forgetting it right now. But at that point,
because you're not Irish, you asshole,
Israel Bissell to ride for the next 40 miles with that thing screaming, "The British are coming, the British are coming."
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing.
I know,
Everybody
it's all fallacy, whitewash.
The ride of Paul Revere. It's
Tony,
not the ride of
play
Paul Revere.
her
It's the
not
ride
being
of
able to
Israel
read the
Bissell.
number.
What?
Play her not being able to read the number. You just had it.
You just had it, Tony.
Ugh.
Dude, you know how many screens I have?
I don't really give two shits. I want you to do what I want you to do, and I want you to do it now.
Tony,
because guess what?
Oh, cool.
I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm still sick.
There it is. That's the one.
Look at this insignificant. Watch this insignificant.
What it did to our children's math and reading levels is horrific. School closures brought them to the lowest levels in years. English 8th graders, math proficiency dropped by 7 points. Reading levels dropped by 2 points. There are 1,524 and 481. This is over 1 million, 1.5 million. What it did to our children's math and reading levels.
You're talking about math.
Closures brought them to the lowest levels in years.
Yes.
You can't even read the words, and you're talking about math. You insignificant.
That's such a beautiful thing about math. It is.
Fuck,
It really
I
is.
want to bitch slap her from here to Toledo. It's unbelievable this person is in our Congress.
Not for much longer, hopefully. But we'll see.
They voted her back in.
That's one of the big reasons why I want to leave. I don't see Americans getting smarter. And I'll tell you what I think it was. I really think it was a combination of two things. One, it was when Mike Rowe made that enunciation, to the press that you don't need to finish high school, or you don't need to finish college. You just need to have a skills trade. But everyone heard you don't need to finish college, and they never picked up on the you need a skills trade. So nobody is picking up the skills trade, and they're just saying, I don't need college. Mike Rowe said I don't need college, and we dumbed down America there. That made it a lot easier for the fascists to step in.
I'm sorry.
And
Since we have been children, since you and I have been children,
yeah,
they have systematically
sick bastard
stopped civics in school, which is a big thing.
Yeah, we had it as kids, but not now, yeah.
They stopped all
no
the
music in
musical programs, the art programs,
Mm-hmm.
the sports programs that the school used to be involved with. Now, my
I think the sports programs actually
sister-in-law
got more money.
has to pay outside just to get her kids into soccer and all these other things. Yeah, because it's a totally different world than what we grew up in. They don't finance this shit. The education, schools have been systematically defunded. They want to talk about defunding the police. They've been defunding education for years.
I've been saying demilitarize the police, not defund them. Whole different thing.
I'm not. I'm talking about education.
I know.
How many times have we heard that kids have to share books or kids have to bring their own fucking toilet paper to fucking school?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But do they have to see self-pleasuring tools right next to children's toothbrushes at Target? Because that's MTG's big argument. That's what's rampant in
Culture wars.
Right
They
now.
don't give two shits about people. When will people wake up? They don't give two shits about you. They don't
wanna
give
be
two
woke.
shits about your
They're
kids.
anti-woke.
They fight for unborn children. Why? Because they can't speak for themselves. And then they're like, once the children are born, do they educate them? Do they clothe them? Do they give them fucking food? No, they just wait for them to be 18 years old until they can put a goddamn gun in their fucking hands so they can fight the next fucking war.
I know.
I'm spitting on my fucking microphone. I'm so fucking pissed. And I'm so fucking tired of this shit. We've been watching this shit for years. We need to wake up.
You shit-eating moron.
Yes, you shit-eating morons. You need to wake the fuck up. Why can't everybody else see what I see? I don't understand this. Why can't you see you're being manipulated by Fox News? Why can't you see that your fucking politicians don't give a shit about you? They don't give a shit about your kids. They want more guns.
Because you have to dumbify your own mentality to get down to their level to see.
Yes, that's why they cut education. That's why they want everybody going into the military.
Yes.
Look at how many fucking military personnel were on the fucking goddamn Capitol
What did the
on
Egyptians
January
do?
6th. Because they've all been militarized, and I need to kill someone. I need to fight someone.
You're absolutely right. And that's the whole premise that I've said, which is we have to demilitarize the police, because when you have all these people from a 20-year war over in Afghanistan coming back, and they're used to carrying guns and all that kind of stuff, what the fuck are they going to do? They're going to apply to be police officers. And when they get into the
And
police
what do they
department,
do? Guess what? Wait
here's
a
the
minute.
thing.
The reason why they
wrong-
go there is this. Because the fucking VA won't fucking support them in their PSD or their PSTD or
you're
whatever the
absolutely
fuck
right.
it's called. And they won't support them. They give them drugs.
PTSD.
They won't legalize fucking pot, which is better for all of them. I mean, fucking A.
but
It's
there's
a
a bigger
goddamn
aspect
vicious
there.
circle, and I'm fucking pissed.
There's a general aspect
And
that's
I
wrong with
I
it.
go, why? Why?
The general aspect that's wrong with it is that when they come back from a war and you have military training, your mentality is to command and control. You set up a command area, you control that
Take
area.
orders.
Anything outside that area doesn't matter. But when you're a police officer, you're supposed to protect and serve. That's entirely different. That's entirely internal, and that's not what military personnel are there for.
Barf.
But they give all the jobs to the cops to military personnel because they're used to handling all the weaponry and all of the tactical gear. That's a big, major wrong decision. When you have cops who used to be in military, they want to command and control no matter what. That's why people are getting killed. That's what's wrong
Brian,
with America. We need to
we cannot
demilitarize the
deflect
police.
away from how many military personnel
Demilitarize the police.
We're at January 6th.
The ones
No,
who
we have
opened
to
the
get
gates.
white
The ones who opened the
supremacy
gates.
out of the fucking police department.
Yeah. The whole reason that you don't see white supremacists getting arrested on a consistent basis by the police is the same reason that you don't see Clark Kent and Superman in the same room at the same fucking time.
I'm tired of this shit. We got 5 minutes, man. What's your fucking last words?
We do. Before I get to last words, I'm going to say one fun thing. At this point this week, it's very unique. It's only going to happen for a short time, but as of tonight, if you go out at the right time, you can see that Jupiter and Venus are in conjunction. That's a big thing for astro heads that are into the astro science.
Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve.
When it comes down to final words, I'll let you get your final word in first. Go ahead, Doug. You're pissed. I know that.
You know what? I hope that maybe my anger seeps into you guys for just a cunt hair of how I feel and how I see the world, because you guys got twig and berries and you guys don't see the world like I do. And not only that, you're a ninja expert, and my husband is a fucking badass and can kick people's asses. I'm not like that. We are women. The only way we can fight back is with our fucking words.
And with laws and hopefully with laws and bills.
Laws. I'm sorry. We've got now 100 billion Trump judges going, fuck your laws.
That's why we got to get it past those.
Fuck it. They don't give two shits.
Hey, bud,
I'm
what's your
sick
problem?
and tired. I've been really pissed off for like 7 years. But for some reason, it's been coming out in me in the last 2 weeks.
Roll with it.
I have
Good.
been
Let it out.
I have been
Better
on
out than in.
fire.
He can also
On the
be
verge of
certified.
tears. But I refuse to cry because
Fuck them.
fuck you. Fuck you guys who think you're going to take over the world.
There you go.
With your penises and your Josh Hollies and your Ted Cruzes and your Tom Cottons and all your fucking little pussy ass bitches who think they're going to get away with it.
Fuck them.
I'm going to say
Fuck 'em up,
fuck
you dirty
them
shitholes.
and peace out. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I don't know.
Thanks for listening.
Been
I'm going to
one
go with
hell
my
of a
final
night.
words tonight. My final words tonight are: I'm not saying that Tucker Carlson drinks the blood of babies who have been raped for their adrenochrome in accordance with his lizard masters who are running the deep state. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I only asked the question about that. And when I asked the question about that, I didn't get a response from Tucker Carlson. And if I didn't get a response from Tucker Carlson, that leads to more questions like, what else is he hiding? Clearly, he must be doing this. We need to look into this.
I think there should be an investigation. Into the right way.
Fuck Tucker Carlson.
Fuck you and
Thank
peace
you for
out,
watching
motherfuckers.
HBL
Keep
Radio
listening.
Nation.
Shit that hot.
Love you.
Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Here's Billy Gaffney.